Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to do a deep dive on a piece of software called AC MemberSmart. Now, if you're involved with an association, you already know that picking your core technology is a huge decision. So our goal here is to break it all down for you, everything you need to know so you can make a smart choice for your association. Let's get right into it. But before we even get into any new system, let's start with a question that honestly gets skipped way too often. Is the technology you have right now actually the problem? Or could it be that better processes or maybe some more staff training could fix your issues? It's a really critical first step because, trust me, the last thing you want is for your brand new solution to become your brand new problem. And look, the stakes here they're really, really high. Choosing an association management system, an AMS, it's not like picking a new app for your phone. This thing is the central nervous system for your entire organization. You're locking yourself in for 5, maybe even 7 years. And getting it wrong doesn't just cost money up front. It's got all these hidden costs in staff frustration, in lost productivity, in missed opportunities that can seriously hold your association back for years to come. And that's exactly why we're calling this first part the high-stakes AMC choice. Because really getting how big of a deal this is, that's everything. So with those stakes in mind, let's finally take a look at the software itself. All right, so what is AC MemberSmart? Well, at its core, it's a membership management tool that's built specifically for the Salesforce platform. You can think of it like a specialized membership layer that just sits right on top of Salesforce and handles all the unique things an association needs. But really, the key phrase on this slide is built for Salesforce, because that one little detail, it changes the whole game. And that detail is the term Salesforce-native. Now, that might sound like a bunch of tech jargon, but I promise you it's not. It means the software is literally built inside of Salesforce. It's not some other program that's just kind of patched in with a connector. Because it's native, it uses the exact same database, it has the same look and feel, and it shares the same security. There are no two systems you have to sync up, it's all just one system. Okay, so this is a great way to picture the difference. With a native solution like AC MemberSmart, all your member data and your CRM data live under one roof. It's one big, unified system. But with an integrated solution, the systems are like two neighbors who have to constantly shout over the fence to stay in sync. And that shouting, that's the data syncing that can get super complex and really expensive to keep up. So what do you actually get? What's in the box? Well, it covers all the core stuff an association needs. You get a member portal to build that sense of community, you've got tools to manage all your events, and e-commerce to handle revenue. It even has cool features like a jobs board and engagement scoring, which is awesome for seeing who your most active members are at a glance. And here's the kicker. Because it's built inside Salesforce, you get to tap into all of their powerful stuff, including their cutting-edge AI. All right, so we've covered the what and the how. But now we're getting to the absolute core of this whole thing. This is what we're calling the all-important platform question, and it's the one thing that I swear most associations completely miss when they're looking at a solution like this. And here it is. The single most important takeaway from all our research is this. When you evaluate AC MemberSmart, you are not just looking at one app. You are really evaluating a long-term commitment to the entire Salesforce platform. And that one idea changes the entire decision. So it all comes down to this one crucial question. Are you just trying to buy a piece of software to plug a hole? Or are you strategically adopting a foundational platform that you're going to build your entire future on? Your honest answer to that question is going to tell you everything you need to know. And you know what that platform question leads to, right? It leads directly to the money, because the true investment here is way, way more than just the sticker price you see on a website. Let's break down what that really looks like. Okay, so let's start with a sticker price. The app itself, AC MemberSmart, starts at about $119 per user per month. Simple enough, right? That's piece number one. But that's just the first piece of the puzzle. On top of that, you have to add the cost for the basic Salesforce CRM license. You've got to remember, this thing is native, right? It doesn't run on its own. It needs the Salesforce engine to even turn on. And then you have a third piece, and this one is a biggie. To run that awesome member portal we were talking about, you need something called Salesforce Experience Cloud. And this part, the licensing for it, is often tied to how many members you have, so it can be a really major chunk of your total bill. So when you take the app, plus the core CRM, plus the portal license, you put them all together, and that, finally, is your real total cost of ownership. This is the number you have to be comparing, not just the sticker price of one little app. So let's put some real numbers to this. Based on what we've seen, for an association starting from scratch with Salesforce, that first-year investment, that's licensing and implementation, we're talking an easy $30,000 to over $75,000, sometimes more. That's the kind of budget you need to be thinking about from day one.
Whew. Okay, so we've hit the tech, we've hit the strategy, and we've hit the cost. So, what's the final verdict? How in the world do you know if this platform approach is the right move for you?
Well, usually, the first thing you do is check out the reviews, right? See what other people who are actually using it have to say. But here's where it gets a little interesting with AC MemberSmart. The review landscape is a bit unusual.
Okay, so take a look at this. It tells a really interesting story. The parent company, Advanced Communities, has a ton of reviews, over 60, and they're great. But for this specific product, AC MemberSmart, there are only a handful. Now, that's not necessarily a red flag. It's actually pretty common for apps built on the Salesforce platform. It just means you can't really lean on a bunch of product reviews to make your call.
What we do see is some really positive stuff in the case studies from the company itself. For instance, the CDC Foundation said the team was very responsive. This is valuable insight for sure. But you gotta remember, these are success stories that the vendor picked out. They're not quite the same as a random, unfiltered review from any old user.
Okay, so let's just cut through all the noise and boil this down to a simple framework. On one side, this is probably a fantastic fit for you if you're a mid to large organization that's already using Salesforce. You need powerful membership tools, you've got some tech staff, and you really value being able to customize everything. But on the other hand, you should probably pump the brakes and look at other options if you're a small team with zero Salesforce experience and your biggest priorities are simplicity and a lower total cost.
And that brings us full circle, right back to where we need to be. Look, at the end of the day, the question isn't, is AC MemberSmart good software? All the signs point to, yes, it is. The real question, the one you have to answer for your organization, is this. Do we, strategically, belong in the Salesforce ecosystem? You answer that question honestly, and you'll have your answer.